the community has turned that entire intersection there in Minneapolis into a growing, huge memorial. Again, as we take more live pictures from our Sky 2 camera, the funeral procession is now on Colin Boulevard, so at some point they will make their way just a mile short of the cemetery, and at that position they will make the transfer of the casket. But again, back to my point about being in Minneapolis, those murals in those areas, they do become beacons of light in communities, and it becomes a place where people can come and they can take their kids and they can have a real conversation and a real dialogue about change and what.
And difficult and an emotional 2 weeks. This makes the third service that they have attended in the third state, first Minneapolis, then North Carolina, and now in their hometown of Houston. You can hear people there shouting George Floyd's name before they take that casket out of the hearse at the next church that they will be visiting, and then of course be transferring that casket to the horse-drawn carriage, and then 1 more mile to the cemetery down in Pearland. These folks have been there, some of them for several hours, some of them from other cities, withstanding the heat and wanting to bring their children out to witness a moment in history. Yeah.
Lynn, we heard the people there for a moment saying his name, George Floyd, and that's a chant we've heard. His brother Philanese has led many people in that chant and saying,
we're not just here right now. We believe that you transition. After your passing, your spirit transitions. And so our homegoing celebration is to celebrate that transition from your earthly body into a heavenly body that will happen when Christ comes back, so that you don't have to just be stuck with just thinking, oh, my mother is dead or my brother is dead, or they're here in this grave. No, their spirit is still living on, and it can live with you.
And you guys have family members of George Floyd in your congregation. That's why you were asked to do this. Moving ahead, what do you intend to offer them?
Well, as we move ahead, we want to do the best we can with staying with them and making sure that they heal properly. It's amazing how that they chose to have his final celebration right here. Think about the journey that they traveled. They traveled from Minneapolis all the way to North Carolina, from North Carolina to Houston. But when he got back to Houston, his home, where he had friends, Yates, and friends from the neighborhood that he grew up in, they wanted to close it all out right here. And they wanted to do it in a Christian setting, because they know that if it does not immediately bring closure, at least it sets